apparently, according to the ladies, I am the first girl today who has sided with Evan. You know, I really felt for him. I think that he really tried to get out of that bathroom, but they just were ruthless.
They were ruthless, but he gave in. He succumbed to temptation and I think maybe he succumbed to his fantasy and to his maybe, subtext or frustrations with his own life, and he acted upon that.
True, but he didn't really ask for it. It came to him.
Does it matter?
Kind of, because I feel like it's unfair to be like, this is the punishment you deserve for a crime that we put onto you, you know? If they hadn't come up to that door, then it would have never happened. I can't be like, Keanu, we're going to walk into the store right now. I'm going to force you to walk out with an item, and now you deserve to be arrested because you're a
but
shoplifter.
it's a test, though, isn't it? I mean, once he lets them into the house, he can always say no. And
he was being a nice guy.
He was being a nice guy. So he was being so nice that he went forward with a menage a trois while his family was away on Father's Day.
It's funny because all of you guys really understand. Like, none of you are on Evan's side. Even you, who
Well,
was
I can't
Evan.
be because I played the character who just denies and denies, right? He has the same argument. You came in, I tried to help you, and you just stayed here.
I felt for him when you gave that whole
I know,
monologue.
but that's what's delicious about Knock Knock, is that there is a kind of, there's conversation to be had, right? I mean, whose side are you on? Who is innocent? Who is guilty? Who's the victim?
Yeah.
I mean, the girls it's intimated had a very brutal past. So is it a revenge story?
Yeah, they're taking out their
Yes.
their
They're
history.
paying.
They're taking it out on him,
I
which is
know.
unfair for him. And Lorenza cut your hair.
She did cut my hair.
I thought it was a wig. For sure, it looked like a wig. In that one shot where it's all combed forward,
Yeah.
I thought that they placed a Keanu wig on your actual
Oh, that's
hair.
a good idea, but then I would have had to have worn a wig, and that's no fun. It's better to go into the scene, put a bowl on my head, and then just have someone cut your hair.
And then afterwards, did you have to fix it, or how did
No,
it
I
affect
did the rest of the movie with how I was supposed to look. But that was what was great about the movie, and for me, it's it was really fun to go to those places, to be tied up in the chair, tied up in the bed, stabbed. It was fun.
Eli and I were talking about the different generations and how that really inspired him to write the story because he was curious about the girls in their 20s and how social media affects their lives. What was that meeting between you guys like?
He presented the case of just that Evan is that there's a generation gap, and that Evan is trying to kind of use technology and kind of aware, but he's kind of not super aware, and so there was some commentary on that for representing the older side.